This is going to be the toughest fight of his career.
Sharp, relax.
The most embarrassing fight of his career.
A chair across your face.
Yeah, I think he's about to cry.
I'm definitely up for fighting. There's a lot of names in the division, for sure. But at the same time, look at what this creates as well. I'm a fighter, and I understand that economics of business as well. And this does good business.
Are you really going to do this? Absolutely. Are we going to do this? For a record payday? To go in and spark Jake Paul before we start the serious stuff in 2026? Don't tell me what we should and what we shouldn't be doing.
Anthony Joshua has delivered a stark new warning aimed directly at Jake Paul. And this time, it isn't just promotional talk. While Paul may be looking at this matchup as his biggest payday yet, Joshua's team is making it clear how dangerous this matchup could become. Promoter Eddie Hearn openly urged Paul to recognize the real risks involved, hinting that a single shot from Joshua could cause serious damage. And former pro Moses Atama echoed that concern, saying plainly that stepping into the ring with a heavyweight like Joshua comes with genuine injury risks.
And Anthony Joshua should not get in the way of Fury and Joshua, really, in my view. It's an absolute joke. It shouldn't be sanctioned. I really don't believe it should be sanctioned. I have a sneaking suspicion that it would be a very big fight. But the biggest thing is us rubbernecking to actually see if they do get to the point where they step in the ring together. Because Jake Paul's an area level fighter, a British area level fighter, and Anthony Joshua is still a killer and a live heavyweight. That should not be sanctioned anywhere in the world, in my view.
It's dangerous, mate.
Very dangerous.
It brings the sport into disrepute. The people that are talking about organising that, they should have a real hard look at themselves.
But even Eddie Hearn's kind of teasing he doesn't like it, but you can see the glitz
no, man.
of dollars.
There's no price. There is no price.
There shouldn't be.
There's absolutely no price
Agree with you.
on the planet in order to make...
Jake Paul stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua isn't just a bold move. Many analysts see it as a serious threat to his safety. Several combat sports insiders, including Ariel Helwani, have cautioned that Joshua's power and veteran experience could leave Paul vulnerable to real harm. They point to Joshua's history of brutal knockouts as a legitimate reason to be concerned.
Has been beaten 3 times. The 4 fighters that he beat didn't come to win. So he's not in his prime, is he? He's literally at the end of his career, pretty much finished. And this is why taking this fight with you is telling you all you need to know. It's a cash out. He might as well just cream as much money as he can at the end of his career, fighting an absolute joke shop in clown world. When I beat Anthony Joshua, he says, every doubt disappears. Come on. I mean, if this is a straight up AJ versus Jake Paul, then we all know what should happen. This is a 1-round job because AJ, even though he's past his best, even though he's seen better days, he throws a nice 1-2 down the middle. He's got a nice bit of distance, and fake Paul can't fight. He just can't. I don't care what anybody tells me. He can't fucking fight. He lost to Tommy Fury, for crying out loud. You can't jump in with Anthony Joshua now and expect to get a result. So, like, nothing's no doubt's going to disappear.
Rising heavyweight Moses also advised Paul to think about his well-being before the payday, stressing that one mistimed shot from Joshua could leave lasting effects. At the same time, former champion Amir Khan didn't hold back, saying Joshua has the power to seriously hurt him, even warning that the damage could be severe.
Joshua sparked him out in like 2 rounds. Really? No, why do you look surprised when I don't.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying.
Come on, bro. You're fighting like one of the best heavyweight fighters in the world against a YouTuber. Like, come on. Like, respect the sport of boxing. And if AJ has to go in there and show these influencers that, listen, you can't fuck about with boxing. You know what I mean? Someone's gonna get hurt badly, and this could be one of the first fights where a fighter gets hurt badly, because if you look at the size difference and the power difference, I mean, bro, there could be brain damages going on there. I mean, AJ could hurt him badly, you know.
When you look at Francis Ngannou, who's one of the most fearsome combat stars there is. I know it's MMA, but we saw what AJ did to Ngannou. So,
and that's why you don't look. You can't be surprised if AJ's going to do the same to what's it called again? What?
For Joshua, this matchup is about far more than a paycheck. His legacy is on the line, and he knows it. Analysts like Johnny Nelson argue that AJ is walking into a lose-lose scenario. If he doesn't dominate, or if the fight turns into a drawn-out battle with Jake Paul, it could make him appear less like a top-tier fighter and more like someone chasing a big payout.
I do believe it because AJ is involved, and I think AJ would struggle to. He's going to take enough flack over this, but again, it's money talk. So I think AJ will struggle because it's an all-win situation. If he goes in there, Jake Paul lasted the distance. What did he tell you about AJ? Apart from he's just earned an extra 15 million quid. If he goes there and struggles with Jake Paul, then what do you say about AJ? No, your heydays are well and truly over. If he goes in there and knocks him out, then I'll say that's to be expected. So the glory, there's probably not much glory in it, apart from the haters of Jake Paul to say, right, I've got rid of this kid. I think it's very brave of Jake Paul. So now the problem child has got to believe this fight's actually happening. So now you've got our attention. So now you've got to back up the boast. It's not about, you're not playing tiddlywink. This is the only game you can't play. You can play football, golf.
Nelson has shared a candid perspective on Jake Paul's place in boxing. He praises Paul for his clever approach to building his brand, but stops short of calling him a world-class fighter. Nelson sees Paul as a solid domestic competitor whose earnings far outpace his in-ring experience. Unlike traditional pros, Paul didn't grind through the gyms or climb the usual ranks. He first gained fame online. While Nelson acknowledges Paul's success in turning boxing into a profitable venture, he remains skeptical about his ability to compete at the elite, high-skill level.
Daniel Dubois, he's going to be 35 years of age. It's crazy what I'm about to ask you, but can Jake Paul really beat Anthony Joshua?
All right, listen, I give all credit. Everyone knows that. They get mad at me that I give too much credit to Paul. Why? He's done a hell of a job to put himself in this position. He sold himself. He sold his dream. He took his dream. He took his idea. And he put it out there, and he made it happen. Give him credit for that. And he made it happen. And he took risk along the way. Yeah, he picked his spots. He's in the driver's seat. He gets to pick his spots. He's the one bringing the money. He's the one promoting. Yeah, he's the name. He made himself that, coming from where he came from, with all his followers and the whole thing, and just the uniqueness of what he was doing. But he has learned along the way. He's not a top guy yet. No, I don't know that he ever will be. He didn't have that amateur background and the things that you usually need to be a top guy. But he has improved. He is a work in progress. He is a guy that you got to give him credit that he's respected the sport.
Former champion Carl Froch shares that view, warning that a fight with Paul could damage AJ's reputation and raise questions about his Hall of Fame potential. At the same time, Joshua has emphasized that his long-term health matters most, stating that part of his legacy is simply walking out of the ring intact and uninjured.
Bunsen burner's lit, like I've said. He's cashing out. And fair play to him, he's cashing out. But to what detriment to his legacy? A lot, really. Because if this is going to be his last fight, fighting this clown show, I mean, it's not ideal, is it? It's no ideal way to go out. But people will argue, well, he's just taking the money and running. So you can't really argue with that. So that's it for another episode of Froch on Fire. I had to get my opinion out there because I know you've all been waiting for it. It's a shame, really. I'd like to see Anthony Joshua, actually, even though I don't believe he can do it. But when Eddie Hearn tells us that AJ is going to become a 3-time world champ, it'd be nice to see the rebuilding process and get back behind him. 1 or 2 easy fights and then go for a world title. And this could be one of the 2 easy fights. But I just think if you're going to jump in with fake Paul at this level, which is like I say, arguably a massive mismatch, it's no way to step towards or climb a ladder to get towards that world title. So this, for me, tells me that Anthony Joshua knows he's finished at any sort of elite level or world level. He won't be trying to go down a world title level anymore. This is just a cash out. So good luck to him, fair play to him, but hopefully when he's finished this fight, he'll be honest with us and say, listen, I've milked it, I've creamed it, I've had an unbelievable touch at the end of my career. I mean, he's already had an outrageous touch, hasn't he, with the involvement of Saudi Arabia, and now he's just creaming it at the end. He's got fake Paul, which is massive. Great for AJ, fair play to him. Anybody would do the same at the end of the career he's had. You know, he's not an elite heavyweight, is he? He's never going to come back and become a world.
Despite the warnings, Jake Paul is confident he can take down Anthony Joshua. He points to what he perceives as weaknesses in AJ's recent performances. On his podcast, Paul didn't hold back, claiming Joshua lacked a strong chin, struggles with technique, and moves stiffly. He believed Joshua's knockout loss to Daniel Dubois highlighted a drop in durability, making this an ideal time to challenge him. Paul also argues that his unconventional style, self-assurance, and momentum give him a genuine chance in what many see as an extremely high-risk matchup.
Why is Jake Paul doing this? Well, I think it's because he genuinely believes there is a chance he can win this. I think he's calculated everything about Anthony Joshua's circumstances and he's gone, yeah, I actually think I can do this. I can leapfrog so many years of having to build and go through the ranks and do all that stuff by beating a shop-worn Anthony Joshua. And what are the factors in Jake Paul believing this? Well, it would be firstly that AJ received a loss in his most recent fight. Anthony Joshua's not been in the ring since September 2024, so over a year by the time him and Jake Paul get in the ring together. It will have been around 15 months. It was the manner of Joshua's loss where he looked terrible. He looked like a fighter that was well past his best. His timing wasn't there. He even looked a little bit chinny, dare I say. I mean, I still think he's got a good chin. The shot he took from Dubois was absolutely massive and would have knocked down many heavyweights. And he showed decent powers of recovery to get up and struggle through for as long as he did before his over-aggression and miscalculation with the type of shots he was using got him knocked out by Dubois. But if you're deluded enough like Jake Paul, then perhaps you look at that and go, he landed a massive right hand on Joshua's chin. Why can't I do the same? I believe myself to be a very big puncher. And it's that old saying, isn't it? You know, you shoot for the stars, you might at least land on the moon. And I think that's kind of why Jake Paul's maybe got to where he is in life, because he does have too much self-confidence. He does believe in himself. Well,
Jake Paul insists this fight is his chance to silence all the critics who say he only faces easy or past their prime opponents. By taking on Anthony Joshua, a genuine heavyweight and former world champion, Paul believes is finally showing he can compete at the top tier. In his view, a victory over Joshua would erase all doubts. No one could question his legitimacy after that.
Said, fight a real boxer. They said, fight someone your size. They said, fight a world champion. We looked at a long list of supposed...
Petty Atlas offers a cautiously curious perspective on the Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight. While he cautions that the matchup could be a dangerous leap for Paul due to the clear gap in skill and experience, he doesn't rule it out completely. Atlas notes Joshua's recent knockout loss and extended layoff, hinting that these factors might leave him vulnerable. Even while recognizing that AJ is still the more skilled and powerful fighter, Atlas says it's interested to see which version of Joshua will step into the ring.
Having said all of that, this might be a step too far. Now, when I say it, I'm also... I try to be responsible. I've been in this game 50 years, so I know where not to step. Where you could twist an ankle, or worse, you could break a leg or fall down. When I say that with the understanding too that Joshua's coming off being knocked out. Joshua hasn't fought for a year, right? But it's about a year. And there's some ghost in his attic. There are. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he's gotten rid of some of them, but I know that in the position of a fighter coming where he's coming from, there are ghosts in your attic. I don't know if those ghosts are still taking up space. I don't know if maybe there could be no better exorcism for those ghosts than fighting a Jake Paul. That might be just the exorcism you need to clear out the attic. I don't know. That's the problem. We don't know. That's the mystery part of this. That's what makes it so... It makes it two things at once. Intriguing and, in some ways...
Atlas acknowledges Jake Paul's drive and business savvy, but doesn't see him becoming a top-tier boxer. He describes Paul as a work in progress. Someone who has shown respect for the sport and put in real training, but still far from world-class level. According to Atlas, Paul has successfully built a niche as a clever promoter, yet when it comes to elite boxing, he remains cautious. In his view, Paul isn't at the point where he can just step in and beat anyone at the highest level.
That does it for this week's recaps and previews. I want to throw one more thing at you, and that's the news. It's been out there for about a month or so, and it's picking up more steam. Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, Now, Eddie Hearn came out this week most recently and said, I never thought I would say this, but right now the front runner for this fight is Jake Paul for Anthony Joshua's ring return. Joshua coming up almost on a year in September since his KO loss to Daniel Dubois. He's going to be 35 years of age. It's crazy what I'm about to ask you, but can Jake Paul really beat Anthony Joshua?
All right, listen, I give all credit. Everyone knows that. They get mad at me that I gave too much credit to Paul. Why? He's done a hell of a job to put himself in this position. He sold himself. He sold his dream. He took his dream. He took his idea. He put it out there, and he made it happen. Give him credit for that. And he made it happen. And he took risk along the way. Yeah, he picked his spots. He's in the driver's seat. He gets to pick his spots. He's the one bringing the money. He's the one promoting. Yeah, he's the name. He made himself that, coming from where he came from, with all his followers and the whole thing, and just the uniqueness of what he was doing. But he has learned along the way. He's not a top guy yet. No, I don't know that he ever will be. He didn't have that amateur background and the things that you usually need to be a top guy. But he has improved. He is a work in progress. He is a guy that you got to give him credit that he's respected the sport. He went out.
Boxing analyst Aid Oladipo didn't hold back in his assessment. If Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua actually face off, he believes Joshua could end it quickly. In a recent interview, Oladipo pointed out that Paul's bravado doesn't fully account for the risk of facing a former heavyweight champion. He even suggested that AJ might score a knockout within the opening 30 seconds. While he acknowledges Paul's courage in challenging a much bigger, more experienced opponent, Oladipo clearly favors Joshua's skill and power to take control of the fight. Adding to the hype, Jake Paul recently dropped a staggering figure, claiming that his fight with Anthony Joshua could be valued at around $267 million. While estimates suggest that both fighters could each earn about $92 million, Paul's statement has fueled speculation that the total revenue, including streaming deals, pay-per-view, and other contracts, could be even higher. If accurate, this would make the bout not just a major sporting event, but potentially one of the wealthiest fights in boxing history.
AJ versus Jake Paul. Jab.
AJ.
Defense.
AJ.
Chin.
AJ.
Footwork.
AJ.
Boxing IQ.
AJ.
Personality.
Really take Jake Paul that serious. He can't really box. He can have a little fight, he can have a swing. He swings away, stands up straight, and he throws punches, but it's not professional boxing. Because when I watch him box, he does so much wrong. It's just everything's wrong. It's so bad. He's got leaky defense. He telegraphs his punches. Like, you put him in with someone his own size, it was a professional. It's a mismatch, and you'll see that if he ends up fighting somebody. Tommy Fury, bless him, he's a pro boxer, but he's inexperienced. He's got no amateur pedigree. He's a raw novice, or maybe just above the raw novice. I was saying earlier, where would I put him in terms of levels? He'd do well to win a British title. He's at that sort of level, and then from British title to world level, it's like different worlds. It's like totally different.
What's your take? Is Jake Paul taking an enormous risk by stepping into the ring with Anthony Joshua?